Hello, good morning class. So this is your science teacher, Ma'am Tanya Bernardo. So for today's lesson, we will going to discuss all about the compound microscope. But before that, let us have a review with our topic last time. It's all about the techniques in separating mixtures. So again class, what are those techniques in separating mixtures? Okay, so number 1, we have the mechanical separation. Number 2, we have magnetic separation. And number 3, we have the filtration. Number 4, we have decantation. Number 5, we have distillation. Number 6, we have the evaporation. Number 7, we have the density separation. Number 8, we have the centrifuge. Number 9, paper chromatography. Okay? So number 10, we have the fractional crystallization. Okay? So those are the techniques in separating mixtures. Okay, class? So now let us proceed to our topic. Okay, so the compound microscope. So first class, let us define what is microscope. Okay? So when we say microscope, it is an instrument that can be used to observe small objects, even cells. The image of an object is magnified through at least one lens in the microscope. So this lens bends light toward the eye and makes an object appear larger than it actually is. Okay. So class, as you can see in the picture, it is an example of compound microscope. Okay class, so I have here also an example of a compound microscope. Okay, so later we will going to discuss the parts of the microscope. Okay, so according to that, ano ang sabi dyan? It is an instrument that can be used to observe small objects. Okay, kahit yung pinakamaliit na bagay ay pwede nating makita with the help of the microscope. Okay, so we use types of lenses. Okay, later papakita ko sa inyo. So next, a history of the compound microscope. Okay, so ancient Romans discovered that upon placing the glass on a small object, an enlarged image of the small object is produced. So, na-discover ng mga ancient Roman ay yung mga Romano na on placing the glass, anong mangyayari dun sa image? Lumalaki yung image, no? And they were called lenses. Tinawag nila yun na lenses, which came from the Latin word lentil because it is shaped like a lentil bean. So, kapag sinabi nating lentil bean class, ito ay shape ng munggo. Pinakain din yung mga munggo, ano? And these lenses can magnify the images of objects 10 times their actual sizes. Ayan. Pwede nating makita yung isang object 10 times, 10 beses na mas malaki compared dun sa kanyang actual size. Next is we have the Zacharias Janssen. So who is this Zacharias Janssen? Zacharias Janssen is a Dutch spectacle maker, was credited with creating the very first microscope. Or si Zacharias Janssen ay kilala sa kauna-unahang gumawa ng microscope. Okay? So it was believed that he had help from his father. So nakita at lumabas na ito ay kasama niyang gumawa ay yung kanyang tatay, which is Mr. Hans Janssen. Okay? Next, we have Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Okay? So, he was able to make a compound microscope. So, na-develop ito ni Mr. Anton van Leeuwenhoek that had a higher magnification than early compound microscope. So, itong ginawa ni Anton van Leeuwenhoek ay mas innovative compared dun sa ginawa ni Zacharias Janssen. He was inspired to make one after seeing Robert Hooke's or after seeing Robert Hooke books, Micrographia. So, na-inspired siyang gumawa after niya na mabasa itong libro ni Robert Hooke. So, that was entitled Micrographia, which included Hooke's observations with a small piece of cork. Ayan. So, ano itong ginawa ni Robert Hooke? So, napansin niya dun sa kanyang observation na kapag pala tiningnan yung cork, okay, class, yung cork po ay yung takip ng wine, yung kahoy. So, anong ginawa ni Robert Hooke? Tiningnan niya doon sa microscope at nakita niya doon na yun palang cork na yun ay it reminds him the small room in the monastery. So nakita niya na parang yun ay isang maliliit na mga kwarto doon sa monastery. So naalala yun ni Robert Hooke. Okay class, so next, how are we going to handle our microscope properly? Okay? So number 1, always carry with 2 hands. Okay. So we need to carry this with our 2 hands. One is in the arm. Etong arm, kakapitan natin siya with our 1 hand. And then number 2, so we use our another hand to the base. Okay, so ikakapit natin yung ating isang kamay doon sa base. So this is the proper way to handle the microscope. So what's next class? Only use lens paper for cleaning. So kapag po tayo ay maglilinis ng microscope, gumamit tayo ng lens paper for cleaning. Example, yung mga tissue, okay, or yung cotton. So, kailangan malambot lang. And the next, do not force knobs. Okay, what are those knobs na tinutukoy? This coarse adjustment knob, etong bilog na to na malaki. And then this another knob which is the fine adjustment knob. Okay, this is the fine. Okay, so do not force this too. Okay, class? The next, we have always store covered. Huwag nating hahayaan na kung saan-saan siya nakalagay. Pero if you have, kung walang lagayan, walang lagayan kayo, pwedeng sa isang cabinet na maayos. Okay? So next class, keep objects clear of desks and cords. Kailangan dun sa paglalagyan mo nito, ay walang ibang laman kundi eto lang. Okay? Kasi pwedeng magasgasan yung mga lens niya kung hindi natin siya iingatan. Okay, class? Okay, class. So next, let us add another info about the compound microscope. So we all know that the compound microscope is a very powerful magnifying glass. Why? Because we can see small objects that we can see by our naked eye. Okay? Makikita natin lahat with the use of the compound or with the help of the compound microscope. So a microscope helps you things like cells up close. Okay? So yung mga specimen, meron tayong mga specimen ngayon na nilalagay sa sliding glass para makita natin yung hitsura niya under the microscope. So let us proceed now to the parts of the compound microscope. So let us discuss, so let us also discuss the parts of the microscope and their functions. Okay, class? So number 1, we have the eyepiece. So which part of the microscope is the eyepiece? Okay? So class, this is the eyepiece. Okay. So this is the eyepiece. We have different types of lens. We have the 10 times, 15 times, or 20 times. So this is the 15 times. Pwede nating makita kung gusto natin ay mas malapit. We use 20 times pa. Okay? Meron tayong 20 times. Okay, class? So, what is eyepiece? Okay? So, it allows us, or it allows the viewer to look at the enlarged image of the specimen. So, ito yung hindi mawawala sa parts ng microscope. This is one of the most important part of the microscope, the eyepiece. Kasi kung walang eyepiece, we can see the specimen. We can see the object. Okay? So, that is the function of the eyepiece. Okay, class? Did you understand? Next, we have here the draw tube. So, what is the draw tube, class? Okay, so this is the draw tube. What is the function of draw tube? Okay, it supports the eyepiece. Okay? So, without draw tube, hindi niya masusuportahan si eyepiece. Okay? So, this is the draw tube. Okay, next. We have the coarse adjustment. Okay. So, this is the coarse adjustment knob, class. Ito po. Ayan. So, what is the function of coarse adjustment? It focuses the specimen under the low power objective. Okay? Pakitandaan. Si coarse adjustment po, ang function niya is to focus the specimen on the low power objective. So later, papakita ko sa inyo kung nasan si low power objective. Okay? Next, we have the fine adjustment knob. So this is the fine adjustment knob. It focuses the specimen under the high power objective. Okay. If si coarse adjustment ay para kay low power objective, si fine adjustment naman ay para kay high power objective, or this is the HPO. Okay? Did you understand, class? So next, okay, revolving nose piece. Where is the revolving nose piece? So this is the revolving nose, class. Itong pinapaikot ko. Ayan. What is revolving nose piece first? Okay, it allows the shifting of the objectives from the low power objectives to the high power objectives. So, kasama dito si scanning. Scanning muna, low power, and then the high power objectives. So in the objectives class, we have the scanning. Where is the scanning, class? So this is the scanning objective. Okay. This is the scanning objective. Itong kulay red. Okay. Ilan yung kanyang power pagdating sa objective? 4 times yung kanyang lens. Okay? Kung gusto kong gumamit ng scanning, itatapat ko lang siya. Yan. Okay. Nandun na siya sa tapat. Then, pwede ko na siyang makita sa eyepiece. Okay. That is the scanning objective. 4 times. Okay? Next, how about the low power objectives? So this is the low power objectives. 10 times naman yung kanyang magnification, or the LPO. So the LPO allowed you to see the general view of the specimen. Okay? Kung gusto natin ay LPO or low power, tatapat lang natin siya dito. Yun. Okay? And then, we can now see the general view of the specimen. How about the high power objective, or what we call the HPO? So, ang kanyang magnification, itong kulay blue, ang kanyang magnification po ay 40 times. Okay, 40 times. Okay, tapat lang natin siya doon. Then now, the HPO allows us to see the detailed parts of the specimen. Detailed yung kanyang mga parts. Okay. So let us sum up again. This is the scanning objective, the color red. Then the color yellow is the low power objectives, which is 10 times magnification. And then the high power objectives is the color blue, and this is 40 times of magnification. Okay, did you understand, class? So we are done with the revolving nose piece and the objectives. So let us proceed to the stage. Okay, class? So this is the stage. Yan po, ito po. Okay, this is the stage. What is the function of stage? This is where the glass slide is mounted. Okay, so this is the glass slide or the sliding glass na tinatawag. Natatanggal yan. So dito nilalagay, class, yung specimen. Okay? So, dito nilalagay yung specimen sa ibabaw. Okay. Next, where is the diaphragm? Okay, class. So, this is the diaphragm. Yung bilog na yan. Yan. So, what is the function of the diaphragm, class? It regulates the amount of light that will pass through the stage. So, may iba't ibang laki ng butas yan, class. Iba't iba yung size ng kanyang butas. Okay? So, it regulates the amount. Pwede natin ditong makita kung gusto lang natin ay medyo maliit or medyo mas malaki yung gusto natin. Okay? So, that is the function of the diaphragm. Next, class, is the mirror. So, what is the function of the mirror? Okay, this is the mirror or the light source. So, it reflects the light onto the specimen for viewing. Okay? So, ang sabi ay, dito manggagaling yung light. Okay? Of course, class, para makita po natin yung specimen, so, kailangan natin ng light. Kasi kung tayo ay nasa isang madilim and then sumilip tayo dun sa eyepiece, okay, hindi natin makikita yung image ng specimen. So, it is really important to have the light. Okay? Next, we have the arm. Okay? As what I have said earlier, this is the arm. Okay? This is the arm. Itong kinakapitan ko ng microscope. So, this is the arm. Okay? It allows you to hold the microscope to transfer the microscope from one place to another. Okay? Para mahawakan, mailipat sa ibang lugar. So, that is the function of the arm. Okay? Okay, class. So, next we have the inclination joint. Okay, so this is the inclination joint, class. Yan. And then sa kabila, yun din. Okay, that is the inclination joint. So, what is the function of this? So, it allows you to tilt the microscope into the different angles. Okay? So, nalilipat yan. Ayan. Okay? And then next, we have the base. So, this is the base. Okay? And then this is the base. Okay. So, it supports the entire body of the microscope. Okay. So, this is the base and the function of this is to support the entire body or the entire parts of the microscope. Okay. So, let us add. Okay. We forgot to add this one. This is the body tube. Itong bilog na puti. This is the body tube. Okay. So, it supports the draw tube. Okay. It supports the draw tube. Okay. Don't forget, this is the body tube. Next, we forgot also to add the stage clip. Okay. This is the stage clip. It supports the sliding glass. Okay. It supports the sliding glass. Okay, class. So, let us sum up again the parts of the microscope. Okay. So, this is the eyepiece. This is the throw tube. And this is the body tube. This is the revolving nose piece. Okay. And this is the objectives. Okay. And then, we have here the scanning objective, which is 4 times of magnification. We have the LPO or the low power objective, which is 10 times of magnification. And the last one, we have here the high power objective or the HPO, which is 40 times of magnification. This is the stage class. This is the stage clip. And this is the sliding glass where we put the specimen. And of course, we have here the coarse adjustment knob. And this is the fine adjustment knob. And this is the arm. Okay. And then we have here the diaphragm. Okay. We have here the mirror where the light comes from. And this is the inclination joint. And this is the base. Okay, class? So those are the parts of the microscope. So next, class, what are the importance of microscope? Okay, so the invention of the microscope has opened up a whole new dimension in science. By using microscopes, scientists were able to discover the existence of microorganisms, study the structure of cells, and see the smallest parts of plants, animals, and fungi. Okay, so today the microscope is still a commonly used tool to diagnose illness in hospitals and clinics all over the world. Okay. So that is the importance of microscope. So, without the microscope class, we can't see the objects, ourselves, okay? Anong hitsura ng ating mga buhok under the microscope, yung mga kuto, yan. So, without the help of the microscope, we can see the small objects. Okay, class? So, next, let us proceed to the types of microscope. Okay, so number 1, we have the light microscope for small objects similar to the way binoculars magnify objects far away. So, this is the example, yung ginamit din natin kanina, the light or the compound microscope. Iisa yan. Okay, ganyan po ang hitsura niya. They have many lenses that magnify the object. Okay, so eyepiece 10 times magnification, yung kanina ng ating microscope. Objective is 10 times low or 40 times high. Okay? So, under the microscope, makikita natin yung hitsura ng puto. Okay? So, nakakatakot yung kanilang mga hitsura. Lalo na yung kanilang mata pag nakita mo under the microscope. Okay? So, total magnification. The eyepiece times objective. Okay? So, example, 10 times 40 times. Okay? Pag pinagsama natin yung low power times yung high power niya, okay, we have 400 times total of magnification. Pinagsama-sama natin ito, powered by light and lenses, powers of magnification from ocular lens, so from up to high power objective. So, if we were going to calculate those, meron tayong 16,000 times total of magnification. Okay? Next, we have the stereo microscope. So, to look at the large things that light cannot pass through one eyepiece for each eye. So, kapag ito naman, itong stereo microscope, sobrang napakamahal na. Okay? So, nakikita nyo, kanina meron lang tayong one eyepiece sa isa compound light microscope. Dito, dalawa. Okay? For each eye pa yon. Okay? So, let us take a look kung gaano kalinaw yung stereo microscope. Okay, so 3D image can only magnify 10 times to 600 times. Ganun siya kalinaw. Okay? Tingnan nyo yung mga specimen niya. Okay, dun sa halaman, kitang-kita niya yung loob. Okay? So, how about this one? Ayan. Itong bubuyog na to, ganyan ang hitsura niya. Sobrang linaw. Okay? Next is the electron microscope. Can magnify more than 500,000 times. Ayan. So, now, ganito yung hitsura niya. Ayan. So, yung housefly, anong hitsura niya? Sobrang linaw. Kita-kita mo yung electron. So, ganito ang hitsura ng electron microscope. Ayan. Computer na. From the word electron. Electronic na siya. Okay? Okay, so using the microscope. Okay, place the slide on the microscope. So we need to place the slide on the microscope. Okay, so i-clip natin siya. Okay, so place the slide on the microscope. Okay, nagawa na natin. Next, use the stage clips. Okay, where's the stage clip? Ito. Okay, we are done. Click nose piece to the lowest. Okay, to the lowest daw. Click natin siya. Pinakang lowest natin is 4 times. Okay, naka-set up na. Next, look into the eyepiece. Okay, doon natin titingnan. And then, use the coarse focus. Yan, tingnan natin. Yan. So, gagamitin lang natin tong focus na to para may focus natin dun sa specimen. How about using high power? The same dun sa pagkuha ng low power. Click the nose piece to the longest objective. Ano natin yung niya? Yung kanyang HPO. Do not use the coarse focusing knob. Huwag gagamitin yung coarse. Anong gagamitin natin? Use the fine focus knob. Ito ang gagamitin natin na high power objective. Okay, and there you have it. Nakikita na natin yung image na gusto natin. You can see now the image under the microscope. I hope you really understand our discussion for today. I hope that you learned a lot. Kindly remember all those parts and function of the microscope. Okay, and don't forget we have recitation next week, so kindly study and review the parts of the microscope. Okay, class? So if you have any questions or clarifications, kindly message me. So that's it for now, and goodbye, class!